While the Pens advanced with their draining Game 7 victory, they would now have to face the league's top team. The New York Rangers barely escaped the rugged New Jersey Devils in another emotional 7-game series. Hockey writers had picked this matchup as the premier series of the playoffs. All eyes were focused on the matchup between New York's Messiah, Mark Messier, and the Pens' savior, Mario Lemieux. But the holy war never happened.
He falls down toward the center. Here's Loney firing. Hey! Shoots and scores!
In Game 1 in Madison Square Garden, the steady soldier Troy Loney started the scoring. High-scoring defenseman Larry Murphy and streaking Ron Francis scored to help beat the Rangers 4-2. Rangers goalie Van Beesbrook had been 4-0 against the Pens during the regular season. At the other end, Tom Barrasso was settling into a groove. He made 33 saves, and the curtain was back.
We wanted to really work their defense more than anything. We felt as though their defense was a big part of their team, like Leach, Patrick. We wanted to be on those players and hit those players a lot, try and wear them down through this, the course of the 7-game series.
In 60 minutes, the Pens had taken away what the Rangers had struggled for all season: home ice advantage. Only 5 minutes into Game 2, and the Pens leading 1-0. The shot heard round the hockey world was fired. The Rangers' Adam Graves took a vicious swipe at Mario Lemieux. And as the Pens superstar crumbled to the ice, visions of a second Stanley Cup faded slowly to black. It was a sad and devastating sight. One that smacked of ugly intent. The sport's most gifted athlete was gone with a fractured hand. If that weren't enough bad news, a little later, Joey Mullen was carried from the ice after a collision with 2 Rangers. He was out for the season with an injured knee. In an instant, the Rangers erased the league's regular season scoring leader and the team's heart and soul. They also rallied to win Game 2, 4-2. Back in Pittsburgh for Game 3, Penguin fans reacted.
I think the man should be gone for the playoffs for as long as the Rangers are in it. It's just a crime. It's going to hurt the Penguins. We lost our top gun.
The man who broke Mario Lemieux's hand had been given a 2-minute penalty and unbelievably was on the ice in Pittsburgh for Game 3. It was an incendiary situation. Code red. There was violent retribution in the air. But head coach Scotty Bowman summoned up his years of coaching experience and directed the team not to retaliate. The Pens' frustration mounted as the villain Graves scored, and the Rangers agonizingly won Game 3 in overtime, 6-5. The loss left many Penguin fans wondering if there was any justice left in the world. But with little hope left, a jewel of a performance emerged in Game 4. It was helped by a critical blunder by Ranger coach Roger Nielsen. The Rangers had continued to send out their hitmen, and their brutal penalties opened the door for the Penguins. Down 4-2 and on the ropes late in the third period, Ron Francis put on his best Mario act and brought down the house.
Get over to Ron Francis, go over the Ranger line. Francis comes in, shoots, score! He got that one through Richter, and the Penguins make it 4-3.
Not 2 minutes later, Troy Loney sent the Rangers reeling into overtime. It was Ron Francis curtain call.
Reaching in, so is Francis. Hardy working free. Here's Messier. And clear. Steven out shooting. He's got it. There's Francis scoring. The Penguins win in overtime. Ronnie Francis has scored the game-winning goal. And ladies and gentlemen, Elvis has just left the building. Ron Francis has scored in overtime. And the Penguins win 5-4.
Ronnie had a big night. He had a great series against those guys, and I don't think he was looking. The puck came from Murph and went off on his stick and right into the corner. I was standing right at the post there, and couldn't have been any happier when that thing rolled in to beat the Rangers. That's a team we really wanted to beat with the Rangers, and so everybody talked about how they were going to mop up everybody, and we had the chance, and that gave us another life.
It was a glorious victory, one filled with justice. Ron Francis was clearly the Rangers' killer in this series thus far. Along with the emergence of Francis came the solid play of the Muskegon line. 3 guys from the farm system: Callender, Mikhailuk, and Needham. Against all odds, they evened the series against the league's best team. In Game 5, back in the Garden, Ranger coach Nielsen continued to scratch scorers Kerr and Ogrodnik for intimidators Kosar and Domi. With Rick Tocchet just back from a separated shoulder, Kosar took a run at him, hoping to test his shoulder or force a retaliation. But Tocchet kept his cool. Kosar went to the penalty box, and justice showed its beautiful face just seconds later.
Moves it in, getting it back out of man there, pocket. Hey! Shoots and scores. Rick Tocchet gives the Penguins a 1-0 lead.
Late in the third period, with the game tied at 2, Jagr bolted into the Ranger zone.
On the right wing, the Jagr takes the lead pass, moves in. 1-on-1 against Boogum. Then right here, now shoots and scores! Oh, Jagr gives the Penguins a lead. 3-2. A big cow kick. He put Boogum out on the tunnel going to New Jersey, and then beat Van Beesbrook like a rented mule. The Penguins lead 3-2.
By 2 boards, I pick up the pass, and I go to 1-on-1. I beat him. Bookable, I think, was the defense man. I got one move to the goalie, and after I opened net, and I shoot it to the open net. I got it lucky.
Jagr took control of the puck and turned Ranger defenseman Bookeboom into a lamppost before beating Van Beesbrook for the winning goal. The score was devastating. 20-year-old Jaromir Jagr had shown them something they do not have. The 4-2 win in front of 16,000 desperate Ranger fans left them dazed. The Pens brought their shocking 3-2 lead back home for Game 6.
It's Game 6 of the Patrick Division Finals tonight, and the Manhattan Maulers, better known as the New York Rangers, up to be moving over to the Civic Arena right about now. Catch the Pens game tonight on KDKA Radio.
To combat New York's roughhouse tactics, GM Patrick made sure the Pens could now counter with a Rick Tocchet. Once Philadelphia's most beloved bad boy, Tocchet always came up big in the postseason. Tonight would be no different.
Francis moves in, goes cross ring to Bork in on goal. He goes behind the net, sends it in front. Tocchet shoots and scores. Rick Tocchet gets the goal. The Penguins lead 1-0. A Go ahead, make my day. Rick Tocchet.
It was a very big goal. 52 years of Stanley Cup frustration was weighing the Rangers down. They countered with a goal to keep it close. But midway through the second period, the Pens' hero of Game 5, Jagr, sent the Civic Arena into a frenzy. Shortly after Jagr's score, 16,000 Penguin fans were rocked by rookie Sean McEachran.
From the front, and the punch on the skate. McEachran's got it one more time. A backhander. Hey! Shoots and scores! His first National Hockey League goal. Sean McEachran. And he's smiling like a butcher's dog. McEachran with his first ever NHL goal.
And it was time for the curtain. Fittingly, lived by the sword in this series and died by it. Their premier players spent so much time killing penalties, they had little offensive firepower left. Scotty Bowman's brilliant game plan maximized what he had and minimized the Rangers' strengths. He would quietly go on to extend his NHL record of playoff wins and usher in another